Greetings viewers, welcome back to Kenny Chan's channel aka 讲车载. Now today it's going to be an interesting topic because I believe not a lot of people have made a coverage in terms of what this video is going about. So before we do all that, let me just explain, as you can see in the title, and I just need to explain what is Zuru. So in case you don't know, a couple years ago there's a company called Zuru, and they made toys. So the toys that made is basically like one of those plastic toys. You get like maybe like children toys, you get maybe like balls or something like that, anything else like that. But suddenly there's one year they would come up with their own brand lines of diecast cars, and they call it Zuru Metal machines. So this is where the idea comes from for this video, because I realized in recent years that some of these metal machine cars actually looks pretty good, even though the quality may be a little bit compromised, the price may be a little bit too cheap, and what you get for the price actually, to be honest, is not that bad. So without further ado, let me just show you what I'm talking about. First off, let me just show you the packaging. So this is the packaging for the Zuru Metal machines. They're roughly looking like this. They always have like a card art of a car, and then this is their brand, this is the lineup, and the back is just generic stuff, nothing else like that. Yeah, it's a very simple card made for just a very simple cheap line of toy cars for you to buy, for kids to buy actually, for kids to buy, play around, have a little fun, and that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let me just show you the actual car. Here it is. So as you can see here, this is one of the examples of the Zuru Metal machine cars, and each of them have different names. However, their names are kind of confusing and kind of just generic, because for example this one right here, the name is called Thriller, which I have no idea what's so thriller about it. It looks really cool, it's not really thriller, but you can see that the design of their cars, they genuinely have some sort of inspiration from some other cars in real life, and this one right here is no exception. So as you can see, the front, the hood here, got this Firebird-ish looking hood decals. The side, it says 76 with some flame decals on the side, and the body line is kind of like a Corvette. The rear deck, the rear boot lid is kind of like the NSX. The rear is kind of 180 SX a little bit, and then the front, it's kind of like a C4 Corvette as well. So you can see this is basically what this brand is going for. Diecast, not really diecast, cheap, fun to play, cheap to buy, and then the design is kind of generic, but it's also kind of based on the real car. So what makes these cars kind of cheap in the first place? Well, because the body is made out of plastic, you can tell from the shine of it, and the base, they are all metal. Now, even though they're plastic body, metal base, just like some of the Hot Wheels will, but for some reason, well, the plastic they use is kind of cheap. You can kind of felt about it, because when you carry it in your hand, it's really light. So I don't know what kind of plastic they use, what kind of different style of materials they've been using. However, even though it's that cheap, it's got interior, unlike a certain M brand out there, the one that also came from China. So yeah, that is why I find myself to actually fall in love with this brand a lot recently, and it's really cheap, really cheap, because over here in Malaysia you can get it in local just grocery store like a 99 Speed Mart. You can get it for like 5 ringgit 90 cents, and it's way cheaper than a Hot Wheels. It's like 5 ringgit down, and it's just, how can I say it, there's nothing like this. There's nothing like this anymore. like in the market, so it's kind of nice to actually see some fresh blood pumping there, you know what I mean? Okay, so this is one of the cars that I'm going to show today, but I also have the other cars that are sitting right beside here. Let me just show you some of the other cars that I have from this brand. So this is another one. This is like an off-road type muscle car. The name of this is called Cadet, if I'm not mistaken. And this one has a lot of previous releases, and mine one just so happened to be one of the latest release that they have. So another thing to note about these Zuru Metal machines is that they all have really good graphics. The design, they are kind of crisp and actually look really nice. The side graphics, and maybe sometimes you get some graphics on the hood, just like this car right here. But yeah, the decals on the side, surprisingly, unlike the Hot Wheels mainline, the decals on the side of these things, they actually hold pretty well. It's hard to remove the decal, believe it or not, even though it's on a plastic body. So that's a bit of a plus if you wanted to have your diecast look as perfect as it gets. This brand, well, you might need to take a second look because it's actually rather good quality in terms of the tempo quality of it. So as you can see, this one is based on like an off-road muscle car. Instantly, it kind of reminds me of that off-road Charger from Fast and Furious. But you can see they also take some inspiration from other cars as well. Like the tail lights is obviously Mustang coated. The front, it's kind of like a Camaro in a bit. So this is what the Cadet looks like. And let's move on to the other one, which is this one. This one is actually pretty cool. So this one, the casting itself is called Blue Fang, if I'm not mistaken. There's Blue Fang, there's White Fang. As I said, the name is kind of generic, but it's like a semi like modern muscle car design. It's kind of like something you would see in 2008, you know, in like a auto show. This will showed up as a concept car for a future muscle car release. So another thing to note about this brand is that initially they came out with 20 something like that, more than 20 castings, and those castings, they all have these kind of roughly the same design language, something that's a bit wacky, a bit too fantasy, or maybe something that's a bit not too close to actual real life cars. And as you can see later on, including this first car right here, the cars that they recently designed, or should I say released in 2026, they have been more and more looking like their real life counterpart, which is interesting because later on I can make some comparison to whatever they resemble on. So as you can see, this one right here finished in bright blue, purple base, and once again they are all plastic body metal bases. This one actually had one of the cooler release in the other one. It was actually like a blue body, white wheels, and then like a gray base, so that one looks even cooler. However, yeah, that's a couple of years old already, and the sad thing about this brand is that once the assortment year gone by, it is gone forever. So it's hard to come by, and it's hard to find somebody to sell. Even if there is, they're going to be charging a little bit more than what you usually will pay for these, because well, it is hard to find after all. So we had to admit, yeah, that's the truth that we need to face. So this one, obviously the rear kind of reminds me of the Camaro. The front, it's a bit like the Charger, you know, the four-door one, the four-door Charger, a little bit. The hood, got that hood scoop, looking real nice actually, the casting. And next we are going to move on to another era, a little bit of the Zuru Metal machines, with one of my most favorite casting that they have, so much so that I actually have two of them, which is this casting. It's called Tracer, and you can find it in other names as well. There's I believe that they call it a Typhoon as well at one point. But this one right here, what you see here, this green with this gold wheel, this one is the latest release in 2026. So for 2026, they went for this bright green with yellow tinted windows and dark green plastic for the interior and the spoiler, and the base is like this dark gray, and it says Metal Machines on both sides like a sponsor. So this one right here actually looks really good, but there's another version of this car arguably looks better, which is this one. This one released a couple of years ago, I believe, and this is actually one of my very first Zuru Metal machines because I just really like the design of this hatchback right here. So finishing gray with red accents throughout the windows, the spoiler, the wheels, and it says Apex on the side. So another fun fact about this casting is that this is the only casting that you're going to see even on the rest of the video. This is the only casting that doesn't feature any chrome parts, which is very interesting because other Zuru Metal machine cars, they always have some sort of chrome parts, right? Like this one, you have it on the interior, the cadet that I showed you just now. This one had it on the roof lights, the hood scoop, and then on the blue fang that I showed you just now, also had it on the hood scoop, on the interior. But for whatever reason, this one doesn't. Maybe because the interior is connected to the spoiler and they don't want to make it like a chrome spoiler. So yeah, at least with that, I actually think no chrome on this car looks way cooler, way meaner, and it's a perfect choice to say the least. Now we are going to fully move on into the modern era of Zuru Metal machines, 2026. So in 2026, they've been releasing a couple of new models, or should I say new casting. So one of them is actually right here, the Thriller, and the other one, I have four more. I have four more that I can show you today, and one of them is this. Yes, your eyes is not deceiving you. This is definitely not a Beetle, right? But yeah, it is heavily inspired by the Volkswagen Beetle, especially the red rod version of Volkswagen Beetle, and the 63 on the top. It's kind of like a throwback to the actual car, maybe 1963, and then it's kind of also like a nod to Herbie the Love Bug, which is I believe is 65 or something on the Herbie the Love Bug. But yeah, so this casting right here not only is a tribute to the Volkswagen Beetle, but also a tribute to the Herbie, which personally I think it looks really cool as well. So once again, you get your plastic body, you get your metal base, and you get your chrome parts from the intakes on the side, and then the fenders on the rear. Now granted, the fenders on the rear, it's a bit of a too much. I don't think you really need that fender on the back, really, because the front is exposed. The rear, well, I think it should be exposed as well, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is something along the lines of this baby right here, and it's this. They call it the I think it's called Overline or something like that. I forget what the actual casting is called, but anyways, it is clearly inspired by the Group B 80s rally car, especially the Delta, like the Lancia Delta S4, and then a bit of the Audi Quattro, and the front a little bit of the Mitsubishi Mirage. If you look at it like from far away, it kind of looks like a Mirage. But this one, well, I did also try to remove the chrome on the wheels because I don't feel like the chrome on the wheels actually look nice. So yeah, it actually looks slightly better. I think I found a better wheel to actually swap it in, but yeah, that's a story for the future. However, another thing that I also want to note about these cars, not only that the decal is not easy to remove, the chrome on the wheels are also not easy to remove, because as you can see from my other diecast here, the chrome is still there, the red chrome is still there, and obviously the gold chrome is also still there. So you can tell that the chrome is actually not that easy worn away. so you don't need to worry about the wheels like one day the chrome just worn away for some reason, like the Hot Wheels mainline. So that's a bit of a comparison there. And we move on to one of my most favorite recent casting that they released, which is this one. This, I believe the casting is called Comet. Yes, like the astrology itself, the Comet. And it's very clearly inspired by like the 60s Ferrari, a bit of a Shelby Daytona. The taillights is kind of like a C3 or C2 Corvette. And then the front, it's kind of like a Jaguar E-Type a bit. And it also kind of looks like a Marcos or Panos, something like that. So yeah, this is one of the best casting I think they've done. Now granted, the casting itself is a little bit small compared to the other ones like the rally car right here, but if you put those aside, look at the wheels, look at the design. Isn't that just one of the most gorgeous thing? Now granted, the yellow body with the green base, it's yeah, a bit tough to love. However, I think in terms of the casting design, it's something else. But using this casting, you can also kind of tell that they are going for something like semi-realistic, not full-on a real car. So you can tell they are going a little bit more, trying to aim more towards like adult collectors to see, hey, check out our products. We have pool cars over here, which I had to agree with. The stuff like this exists definitely. I think more adults should pay attention to this brand because I have a feeling they have more stuff to come in the near future. So that's the comment right there. And let me just move these away in a bit because we have one of the most interesting cases in terms of Zuru Metal machines. So in my last video, we talked about the Acceleracer Tech Livery inspired 24/7, as you can see right here. However, when I bought the Zuru Metal machine, I found out something else because they have a casting which is called, the name itself is actually called Accelerate, Xelerate, and it looks like this. Yep, your eyes are not deceiving you. What you're seeing here is a blue car with orange windows, orange wheels, stripes on the side, chrome on the fender, and it's like a high-tech supercar looking thingy. Now, when you see that, and also when I saw that, I was like, man, why does this remind me of something else? Yeah, not only that, it kind of resembles another one. Don't you think? It kind of looks like Reverb. Because, well, let's take a closer look. First off, let's look at it from the side profile. So they are both mid-engine cars, right? They are both mid-engine supercar kind of looking design. Now, the first thing that kind of caught my eyes is the livery on the side, as you can see here. You can see where this like A looking thing is placed, and where Revert has his number 9, like where it's placed, and also the way the stripes design on the Accelerate casting and Revert casting, they both look really like kind of in a similar tone, or should I say similar way. So that's where I found out, wait a second, does that mean Zuru Metal machine is paying tribute to the Acceleracers? Because there's no way that this is a coincidence. And the front of the car kind of looks like Revert as well if you squint. Yeah, if you squint real hard, it kind of looks like the Revert in a bit. And here's the other side comparison. And the rear is definitely far off because Revert, well, overall is a blocky-ish supercar. But on the Accelerate casting, the tail lights, it looks like a Lamborghini. But yeah, this casting, I have a feeling with its name, with its color scheme, it's definitely like a shout out to the Acceleracers fandom. But I don't know if the Acceleracers fans are happy to going to get this car or something or not. But as of now, I think this car is something else special from the Zuru Metal machines lineup. And believe it or not, this car actually has another color that was released in the same year. So this year, this car also has a release in silver, like here, silver, and here is purple, and over here is like a smoke tinted window. So silver, purple, smoke window. Yeah, I have a feeling they're also paying tribute to the silencers in a way as well. And there's also another muscle car casting, which if I'm going to found the picture, I'm going to put it in the screen right here. The muscle car casting is also colored in black with red flames, something like that. So that definitely is kind of like a tribute to the Metal Maniacs as well. But as of which one's supposed to represent racing drones, as of now, I haven't found a perfect example for it. But with this casting in mind, we can know that Zuru Metal Machines is currently cooking up some really good looking cars, and even in the past they also managed to do one also. But we can tell good future for the Zuru Metal Machines is definitely here. So what do you think about these cars, the Zuru Metal Machine brand in general? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think they are a little bit too cheap? Or do you think that this is plagiarism and these are actually kind of cool? Like, what is your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. There's definitely more videos to come. So don't worry, I won't be disappearing for like a couple months again. I'm trying to work on my schedule. So yeah, guys, thank you for being patient, and see you in the next video. Bye.